I'm in the Street Fighter 6. I ain't jacking 5. And here's what. Happy Kwanzaa to everybody. It's the last day of the calendar year. It's also the 6th day of Kwanzaa. Kaumba. For creativity. Always push the best for your family and stay consistent with your goals. And vice versa. If you're seeing this right now, your time is valuable. It's the most valuable source in my life, so I know for sure it's the most valuable in yours. And to each other. Kumba represents creativity, the urge to self-express ourselves, channeling our creative energies to build and preserve a strong and vibrant community. Art is life. Life is art. We get everything we have from life and what is representative of it. I have a few things I want to mention. I made a lot of notes. I made a lot of notes on this as I was thinking about this, as I honestly have been getting deeper into Street Fighter 6. I've been noticing a lot more of myself being more invested, as to any video game. But this past month, I've been getting into more of the gameplay footage, characters, lore, if you will, which I knew that was going to happen, of Street Fighter 5. I don't necessarily remember the trailer for Street Fighter 5 when it came out those years ago. I don't remember that. I do remember seeing the game and hearing about it, but I'm a product and a recipient, and a very, very good understanding, or a good comprehension, should I say, of the algorithm. So if I'm not into something, I'm not looking into something, if I don't click into something, I don't type or search something, I'm not going to see something. Hence Street Fighter 5 at those times in those years. I say that to say, with me getting into Street Fighter 6, pivotal. That trailer with the open world and everything got me hooked. Before I get into the great things I like about Street Fighter 6, and even some of the great things about 5, let's get into the things that I don't like about 5. It looked trash. It looked trash. If you made it this far, it just looks trash. The characters look trash. The art design look trash. The way they look cartoonish type, almost a little bit more like super animated type, even though it's all animation. It looked garbage. Garbage, shall I say. It did. And it does. All of that right there is not necessarily true. Because I have to double back to what I said about in the past month. I've gotten more into the fighting side of Street Fighter 6, the battling side, outside of the story mode side, which is intended. I'm not going to go down that path and speak on that, because I've already made a lot of videos on that, which I love it. But I've gotten more into the characters again, which I knew this day would come. And it's been for about 9 months now when I've been into the fighting ground side, should I say. I want to get into my notes. Street Fighter 5. I could see why this resurgence of Street Fighter 5 videos have been coming up. Mind you, I don't really search too much. Not that I don't want to see other people's stuff. It's just that I just realized this is a game of you have to put it in the time in order to understand and how to function and how to enjoy it. And what it pays off. This is that type of game for sure. Every game is like that. We got to grind. But this is a different type of game. And it's always been like that when it comes to fighting games. It's a side-scroll game. I've always necessarily been in that. I first came into Street Fighter from Street Fighter 2 at my cousin's house. I'll never forget it. But I'll get more into that too. I just want to continue to talk about the things about 5. I realize I have a lot of notes I've made, so please bear with me. I realize, like I said, 5 has been popping up on my timeline from a few of the content creators that I watch being spoken about. There's some content creators I watch, which I would love to mention their name. I don't have nothing against all of them. I love all of them, honestly, the ones I watch. I just can't think of names right now. Because like I said, it's been like in the past month. But there's content creators that I watch that always have been streaming 5. And they do stream 6 as well. I don't want to name some of the not name some from some other places, so please forgive me. But I'm gonna just name some because I should have wrote these guys' names down. Uh, Justin Wong is one. Smug is one. He has they always stream 6, 5, 4, even Alpha, which is 3, I believe. I didn't even go back to 2, honestly. They stream a few. I mentioned Alpha. I don't know nothing about that one in particular. 4, I really don't know much about. 5, I don't know much about. I just don't. I don't know the lore of the characters. So listen to me speaking how I'm about to speak. But that's why I want to make this video, because this is all about the outside looking on in. And that's how I feel. I didn't buy this game and want to give up on it and not want to play it. I got it because I actually do enjoy it. I'm a type of young man where I play what I want to play, and certain things sell me, and I'm probably going to be into it from a commercial. There's not too many times as a game just comes out and I'm not going to get into it if I didn't get sold into it from a trailer or a commercial or some type of preview. There's not that many. Street Fighter 6 is one of them. I'm kind of going on to me speaking about my own right now. I wish I could be able to say all this because I wrote all this. Like, as I was thinking about it in the past, it's been like the past 5 days I've been thinking about all this. Because I've been seeing a lot of videos, like I said, more and more people are talking about 5 in a certain way. They're not showing the game. They're showing gameplay, but they're speaking on it in a way where it's just, they're speaking in a way where they're reminiscing and going back on it and comparing, which is rightfully so. When I was a part of any other video game community, Destiny community, Overwatch, even though Overwatch kind of went to 2, I'm going to name games, and I'm going to miss games. The names I don't mention, they didn't stand the time in my life. Last of Us 2, like these are all type of games, I can't even think of Fight Night when I was a teenager. Just so many games. Even from when it comes to 2K and Madden and these type of games, UFC. I wasn't into the original UFCs, but I got into UFC 4 when I got into it. The communities are gonna speak on the past ones, as it should be though, and that's good. It's interesting. You get to have an understanding of what it was. You have an appreciation for it, and this is the facts of life. This is the beauty of life. I love that part of it. I try to teach my children that. But let me get into what I'm saying, because as I scope Street Fighter 5 and prior gameplay, I can see why people have said the game, or maybe just that one was stale on release. Remember, I wasn't there at that time, so I don't know. I can see why though, because in the past month, like I said, I've been getting more into watching the Street Fighter 5 videos. I really don't want to make this long. Past month, I've been watching the Street Fighter 5 videos. I really have. It's been pretty cool. It's been really cool actually. I know that sounds really contradiction from what I said in the beginning, but hear me out. Because when I play the current Street Fighter, I do not have as many options character-wise and stage-wise, and seeing all the fighters had me go run to my son, my 10-year-old, even my 8-year-old. My 10-year-old is a little bit more into it, and showed him, look, all the characters that's going to come soon. He wasn't as super as excited as I was, but just to know, when we started out, he thinks it's a lot of characters for him because he didn't. So I said the same thing too. It's a lot of characters in 6 already for us, even before the first season came. Before the first season characters all came, it was a lot to me. Cause I was jumped in the World Tour, so I didn't even get to touch on them, and I learned the characters through World Tour. So I really appreciate it. That's why I wanted to share this, because a lot of the videos I'm seeing, a lot of them, 95% of them, are from people who've been in the series and in the genre for a long time, and I can respect that, and I appreciate it, and I value that information. This is a new community for me. Like I said, I haven't played since 2, and there wasn't no internet back then, and there was no online game anyway back then, and we just didn't have this type of perception on it. And honestly, I've only communicated Street Fighter 2 with that person I played with. I didn't talk about that video game to anybody else in my life at that time in my life. That was my cousin was the only person I played it with. But I'm getting more into that anyway. I'm getting much more into that. But yeah, I ran back to him, and it didn't really hit. Like I said, it didn't really hit the same because, it just didn't, because he saw the characters from Street Fighter 5. What I'm saying, when he saw the characters from Street Fighter 5, it was just a lot more. But the way the design looks, I'm pretty sure he looked at it like how I see it, how we all see it. It just looks a little older. Nothing wrong with that, but like I said, he didn't go into it. He didn't. I didn't show him any gameplay. I just showed him a list of characters, off a browser search, and he respected that because it had his mind open. That's the whole point. It had his mind open to what could come to Street Fighter Six. And like I said, he already knows. He already enjoys a lot of Street Fighter Six. We already enjoy it together as it is, even before the past 6 characters that came out. With that being said, it has me thinking about just the fact that just making the imagination and sparking that in his life. I really value that, and I saw it in his face. Because he don't have any bills, he don't have any responsibilities, so that imagination is futile in their young journeys. I really believe that. My son's experience with fighting games was Injustice. That was one. That was his experience, yes. And recently he plays a lot of Demon Slayers, and I enjoy watching him where he plays that a lot. I really do enjoy watching him where he plays that. Also, I would like to mention the thing I don't like. Another thing I don't like about Street Fighter V, or what I thought I didn't like. I know this title is a little bit egregious. Please forgive me if y'all still here. It's not a lot of chops. It's a stream. I'm streaming how I feel, and I appreciate that. I will get better with this. I just wanted to share my opinion as a person. I haven't seen too many of this side of an opinion. If it's making sense to you, it'll all clear up. I always see the same characters. I feel like I see the same characters. Like there's I remember some of the names. G, Sagat. Let me mention another content creator I watch. Punk. I've seen Punk. I play. So he showed me like a Karen. I feel like Punk the God. Brian F. He talks about it. I don't remember too many characters he played. Forgive me, but he talked about 5. I've definitely seen him talk about it. And it's another YouTuber I just recently saw, or I just recently started watching. I'm gonna actually go ahead and look his name up. Oh man, I wish I had his name ready. I try to have everything prepared, and I don't have that prepared. But I feel like I'm gonna see his name real soon, because I did just watch a video on him. The young man's name is, I just said, Broski. But it's a few more other people. I've been really enjoying Broski's content lately more. I've been enjoying all the people I named, but those are I want to say the main people. Also, I just fighting games select. I like his interviews. But I love the community. NASA, NOSA, NOSA. I like what he does. Which of course another YouTuber that's pretty funny. What's his name, man? What is his name? I just found him probably like last week. Nightmare Effect. He's kind of funny. But a lot of these guys are funny. They're entertaining. I watched a few Big Bird videos. He's very technical. I like that. I like watching stuff like that. Which I was surprised, because I didn't really want to get into stuff like that. I want to be able to just do it myself. But there was points in time where I had to. The replay, when you're doing combo trials on Street Fighter 6, the replay, it'll show you could tell that, and you can look at the inputs, you can tell that the computer is like holding it back when they're charging up certain things. And you can tell that's how it's supposed to be done. But it's like when you're trying it so much, you gotta hear that from somebody to know like that's the right thing you're supposed to be doing. Because sometimes if it don't come out, it's like, am I doing the right thing or not? But yeah, so there's a lot of guys. And then when you're watching, like I said, Punk the Guy or Justin Wong, they're gonna tell you that in their videos. They're gonna mention stuff, and they're gonna mention it in a way as an expert, with their expertise. And you gotta pick up on that, and you will pick up on that. Not even just gotta pick up, but you will pick up on it as a newcomer. You really will, especially once you start getting really heavily involved in it. But yes, I'm giving too much praise to it right now, because I didn't want to throw no shade to it anyway. It's just an opinion of a person on the outside looking all the way in on the past Street Fighters. That's what this is. Please stay with me. Please stay with me. Please stay with me. Please stay with me. Back to what I said. I always see the same characters. There was a person named G. I've never ever heard of him before. Sagat, I remember him from Street Fighter 2. It's a dude with a turtle in his hand. Ryu for sure. Bison for sure. I remember him, of course. Well, of course. Some masked superhero lady. Never heard of her. Dudley, never heard of him. It's another boxing guy, I think, because Dudley's a boxing person, I believe, too. Ken, Guile. And someone with a beard and a top hat. I've seen him a few times, and a guy with a bandana around his neck, like kind of like Red Dead Redemption type bandana, like where it's like this, where you can pull it up like to be like a mask. And I just started paying attention to Street Fighter 5 content maybe a month ago. Yeah, I was. I was never into it before. It was just so because I was so focused on being into six. I didn't really want to focus on a game that I know for sure had different mechanics from what I've heard from the community, and from when I do see some videos when they're talking about it. So yeah, I do click on some stuff when it's like pertaining to a character that I've seen before in the current iteration. Even characters that I haven't seen yet, but I'm familiar with from, like I said, Street Fighter 2, which will be only Sagat right now, and maybe Vega. But I don't really hear too. Oh, Vega's another one I hear people talk about, but not too much. Vega was who I used to play with as a child. But I'm gonna get more into that little content, that little speech right there in a second. You know what? Let me just show you, because I say this in a way. Oh, you know what? I forget. My face is plastered all over here. I'm glad I'm getting everything together. I'm remembering what I'm doing. I am remembering what I am doing. Yeah, I just went through looking at it. So I guess I kind of hear people. No, I haven't heard too much about Luke. This is the guy with the turtle I was speaking on. Yes. Anybody that I don't click on or don't name, I don't hear them speak about it much, which is not a problem. But I just hear about these certain people, so I kind of now I'm being more keen and open to it. This past month, Sagat is, I would have to say, my guys I'm familiar with him from 2. G, like I said, I don't know anything about 3, so I'm really out of the loop with that. Who else we have? A little bit of Jory, a little bit of Jory. Oh, that's this the other boxing guy. Balrog. Yeah, I hear a few people talk about that. About him, excuse me. And the Karen, I mentioned Karen. As soon as I thought of Punk and thinking about 5, I remember him mentioning this young lady. And Vega, no, I don't see nobody playing, but that's just a name I remember. I'm thinking about the people that I see him playing, and I would have to say that's it. I think maybe Nash might be the person, the one with the bandana that was described to you guys about. Or maybe this guy, because I don't see anybody with a bandana right now. I feel like it might have been Nash. I don't know. Or that Ziku person, maybe? Not sure. But yeah, I don't see. Okay, so yes, man. I really don't want to make this really long. Let me see. Where was I at? Speaking of which, okay. So my third point I had. Speaking of which, the only reason. Oh, I get recommendations. This goes back into when I was speaking on the feeds, or like the things that I being a product of the algorithm. Speaking on which the only reason why I won't turn off the auto recommendations when it comes to Street Fighter 4 or even 5, more so 5, and now it's even 4. I'm not passing up a lot of 4 videos, is just to see the characters. That's what was getting me into it, to see the characters, especially at the point now where I'm maining my Chun-Li right now. I found the character that I'm into right now. You know, I'm just getting into fighting, the fighting side of Street Fighter 6, the fighting ground side, like I said, and I really am. I'm just getting into this, everybody. Like, I'm just getting into it. I played War Tour, but I just knew the day was gonna come. I knew where I barely come back and touch War Tour, because that's where the point where I'm at right now. And the only reason why I'm not touching War Tour is because I'm stuck right now. I'm just low key stuck. And I'm not really feeling that. I'm not feeling that at all. Street Fighter 6. So let me think. As that loads up real quick. Now I am with my true main, like I said. When I played Street Fighter 2 at my cousin's house, this is the cousin that I was speaking on about. I'm not gonna have a picture of him. But man, he's the reason why I'm in the fighting games. Now I love that man and his brothers to this day. His mother, the whole side of that family. He lives in this general area. I'm not gonna show where he lives at, but this is where he lives at. Oh my gosh. Forgive me. I'm gotta get it together. Gotta get this together. He lives in this general area. He lives in this area. So yeah, I just wanted to show that. And actually, what I will do is I'll keep that like that. Got some cameras, so I'll check that later. But like I said, I'm just getting into the fighting ground side. I'm gonna make this part really quick. You can see, look at my stats right here. I have a lot of videos where I showed this. 83 hours in practice. That number has gotten extremely high because I told myself I don't understand the point of labbing, but I don't want to get into that right now either because I really want to make this much shorter than I mentioned things I didn't want to mention. World Tour is where I started at. I wish they showed like which one came first and what I jumped into. World Tour I jumped right into. I didn't jump into arcade. I'm not even sure, does arcade count as practice? No, arcade has its own section, which arcade's getting up there too. But yeah, casual matches, obviously we get about I can't say I just started. I bought this game when it first came out. I think I had it pre-ordered. And I knew I was going to get into this game, like I said, from the open world. We're going to go back out here because I know that's going to be a bit loud. But yeah, my cousin put me onto it. I love him to this day for that. So much. So very much. What am I doing? While I speak, I'm going to have that a little bit closer for me. Now, like I was saying, when I first played Street Fighter 2 at my cousin's house, where I showed you down the neck, well, that's really down, that's still Central Ward, Newark, New Jersey, where I was growing up. I played Blanca and Vega growing up. I'm gonna get back into my Street Fighter 5 and what I feel the gripes were. That was really mainly it. I just wanted to cap the style a little bit about how I thought it was like not that great looking. But I got more to say about that. I have more to say about that in a positive note. I ain't wanted to leave it hanging. I got more to say about that because I don't know, man. I really hope you're still stuck around to hear what I have to say. Please, if you're enjoying what I'm saying, if you want to actually give me some criticism, I would really appreciate that. Please get in the comment section and let me know what I could do to make this better. And I've already had everything planned out. I just need to get this part situated a little bit more and maybe having it a little more fleshed out with that end. But I just want to get this thought out today, right now, because I've always been thinking about it. And as I've seen more and more, I make content myself, and I really enjoy showing my growth. I really enjoy showing my growth with all the games I play. For about almost 2 years, maybe about 4 or 5 years now. I have on another channel even too. When it goes to that 5-year mark, I would stream every time I played, just because I didn't want to miss nothing. Like, let me show you something, for example. I need to get back to what I'm saying. But like I said, I really don't. I don't want to make this too long. I hope I don't look back on this and it's really long. Some of it is gonna be really long. I really hope not, though. So these are my recent clips of what I've done with like combo trials. I was just in combo trials. I'm always there. I told myself, I'm on yesterday's stream, I even said I'm not going to be showing it when I make it. I'm not going to show combo trials no more when I make it. I'm not going to show it no more. Like, I'm going to just jump in and start. I'm going to jump in and start doing rank, because I'm in rank now. I started rank yesterday for the first time with Chun-Li, with my main character. I did jump in rank before with one other person. With Zangief. I played Zangief. I should have showed that, but that's cool. I don't need to show that. I showed that yesterday. With Zangief, I'm silver, like one the same rank I am with Chun-Li, actually. And I played DJ the most all this year for like 9 months. And I really enjoyed playing DJ, but I never jumped in the ring. I would play casual a lot of casual, and I got really far in combo trials. But take a look at this. Is it going to play automatically, or do I have to push play? Oh, it's a screenshot. Yeah, so this is the one I wanted to show. I just got this combo trial down, and I've been working on Chun Li for about 3 weeks now. But it just shows my growth in the characters. And it just feels so good. But I had to save this. I wasn't even going to save it. Because I was just like, man, I really wasn't going to save it. Because I'm like, man, I got to get these combo trials one day. I got to get them one day. So there's no point in saving it. When I was paused in the beginning like that, it was just because I was taking a little mental break. And when I did it, I was so happy. I was so soup. And I was just like, I'm just sitting there, sitting myself just so soup. And I was like, you know what? Let me go back and I want to do that again. And I did. I've been kind of doing that combo. It's kind of what I did with DJ. When I got to a nice combo, I would do it again and again and again. So I make sure I get in there and get out there in the game and actually do it. But then they'll see the video end soon. And then that's when I realized, like, you know what? I need to save this. Because I just want to remember this moment. So, yeah. I'm going to leave it right here. And you know what? I won't leave it right here. I will make it back bigger to bring the focus back to me, please. These will get better. I played Blanca, as I was saying. Look at me jumping right back there. Man, but please, I know you're with me. I know you're paying attention as much as possible. Please, if you're interested in somebody having a negative opinion on Street Fighter 5, or I don't want to say it's not a negative opinion, but just a more novice opinion, outside, that's what I want to say, outside looking at opinion, you'll appreciate it. And maybe just bear with me for a second, please. I played Blanca and Vega growing up. Sim a little bit. My cousin thrashed me with Gao, like all day long. Bison too, Vega too, just to show me how he was better. But I've always loved Geef, Chun, Akuma, Ryu, and of course Ken. Honestly, that entire small roster was heat back then. Like, just when I think about it, it was just so special. And honestly, any video game moment I've ever had was just so special and deeply valued. And how I just live today, how I just want to keep making that experience great for my children. Like when it comes to anything, when we go places, I want to make them have the best experience. That's my main focus, making sure they have a good experience. I had a great childhood. I mean, yeah, from them areas, but I mean, we still had a great childhood. I had family loving, and I really appreciate that. Not everybody has that. And I'm not saying that just to say it. I really do mean that, because it's 8 billion people in the world. Not everybody has that. Not everybody has a family, and if they do, not everybody has one that loves them. You know, it's just that true. Like there's orphans people out there. There's orphans people out there that just they have to do it and get on their own, however that may be. That makes that path for their life. I don't want to go into it that much. It makes them want to focus on making sure they work. They make sure they value the things they've earned. They want to hold on to it longer. They may not want certain other things, you know, whatever other little things that we use in life that we earn eventually. They may not want that early on, and they're around people that do want that. They're around people that seek that, and it gets hard because you get alone at that times. You know, you want to make friends, but it's like certain friends they have certain priorities, and they don't know what you go through when you got to go back to where your shelter is with whoever the guardian is you with. So it's very important, man. Very, very important to me, and I value that so much. I'm never letting that go. I just always want to make sure that the kids come first with everything. If I didn't have kids, I can't imagine it, but it's like when you do have that, I always tell them you want to just start. You're never going to be fully ready, young man. If I had a daughter, a young lady, you know, you want to get started. You don't know what you're expecting. You know, you studied it, you kind of prepared for it, but you don't know until you actually started. And that goes for a lot of things. But I always say that when it comes to certain situations, you know, so that way they could just know to go, to give it a shot, to try it. Let that experience let them go. They already did the bookworm part. Let that experience lead them as well. Let that experience make them have the diligence and the discernment to get out there and keep going. Okay. Now unzip. I do not remember anyone else. That's why I'm showing this list right now. But I don't remember anybody else. I just remember seeing some of these same maps to an extent, and then on World Tour, and the cage with the gate to get away from my cousin. Sometimes that's why I used to love Vegas. Yeah, uh, I will be done playing, and then I asked him to get on his Dreamcast. I guess this is some time later, and have him murk me in a whole another game with his Spider-Man and his Cyclops and his Gambit combination. Great memories. But that's a. I've been in the fighting game. I've been in the fighting games for sure. Like have most of us, like most of my friends anyway, shall I say, we around the same age. So yeah, we played them. It just when it comes to other games being out now, you may not get back to it, and that's how it was for me. When as I was down older, I've been in the more sports games, and open world games is really huge for me. Once me and my wife got together, because we're from the same state, neighbor cities, and like story mode games was more bigger once we got together. Just having that moment, like watching a movie in the game, was dope, and that was more of what I liked. So I got away from fighting games for a long time, for a very, very long time, and not even the thought of being into it. So I really have that outside opinion. I just wanted to share that, and then share all of this. So like back on more with like the open world games. Those open world games, I'm more invested into seeing that. So I'm kind of like not seeing anything else. This is also around the time where the internet is definitely out, but I'm not really watching a lot of trailers unless it's something that pertains to some of my interests. So I'm just speaking on a normal person and their experience on finding video games that they want to enjoy, honestly, and how I came up to this point right now. Where was the next? I have So back to maybe another point that I have when it comes to Street Fighter V. What I said in the beginning, the character design isn't the best for me, and it wasn't the best for me. That's why I was kind of like speaking all crazy like that, to hopefully keep your attention. Unfortunately, so I shouldn't need to do that, but that was what I wanted to do. Thinking in my head that would work. But I get it though, I'm in the year we're in the year 2025, 2024, with just all the past 365 days ago, and 364 days and 2 hours ago, because it's not even New Year's yet. It's like an hour and a half away from New Year's right now. But with it being in the fourth quarter of 2024 right now, the late fourth quarter, I'm glad to see where it's come, because like I said, I wouldn't even notice that if I didn't get to this point where I'm at, where I'm watching Street Fighter 5 or playing, Street Fighter 6 fighting grounds, where I'm battling each other, where I'm battling the actual characters intended for the game. I want to notice that, but I knew this would come. I really didn't know this would come. I knew this would come. This goes back to what me and my son, where I showed him the characters from 5, and how when any of the trailers come out for 6, so we played 6 even before. We just got more into it. As soon as Ed came out, 'cause my son loved the game, but as soon as Ed came out, he won't pick nobody else with Ed. So he really likes Ed. So that showed me that he is relying on making sure that he's imagining on what could be with the way the game works. Because this is his first time into a side scroll fighting game. Well, I take that back. Injustice, like I said, he played Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is not a side scroll, but this is his first time into a side scroll fighting game. What am I talking about? I just said Injustice. But this is the first time in the Street Fighter anyway. And he sees how heavy I like it. When Injustice was out, it was my oldest is 14, so he was really more playing and enjoying that. But when it comes to my younger one, he wasn't playing the game at that time. And that was almost 10 years ago when Injustice came out. So yeah, just good times. Let me keep going before I lose my train of thought, unfortunately. Yeah, but I really like to see. I love to see where it has come. Honestly, after all that being said, that I said about Street Fighter V and the way it looked and this and that, the ignorant, silly stuff, the stuff that just kind of seemed a little trolly, I guess. I don't know other word right now. I'm trying to end this video. I was obvious. Of course, it's gonna get better. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, around Street Fighter 4. It wasn't online, maybe? Or was it? I don't know if by that time, but I know 5 had online. So, with that being said, Just think about that. Like it's growing. Things grow. We gotta leave something. We're not gonna play the same thing. That's why it gets better. And that's another reason why I love fighting games too. I can't continue. I did just buy 2K. Was on a holiday sale, so I did save me about $32. I do appreciate that because I knew I don't play it as much as I want, and I'm not in the games that come out every year. I am not in the games that come out every year. That is sucker moves. I'm not into that. But I have been doing it. If you look on the timeline, my backlog, my channel, you can see I probably had the past few 2Ks. Going back to my first 2K I had, which I didn't buy 12, but I played a lot of 12 on deployment. 2016, I bought that, skipped ahead to I think 2020 maybe, 21 maybe, and I bought 23. I don't know, but I bought a few of them, and I got this past one because I play it, so I know I'm gonna play it. We play it, even if it's just with one person. My cousin to this day, not that it's a different cousin, but I'm gonna play it. So I'm gonna buy something that I'm gonna play, and or that I hope I would want to play. And usually I don't pick wrong. I've been playing video games a long time, and I usually pick the games that I'm gonna play, and I do play them, and I really enjoy them. My issue now is just I run out of space to keep playing. I gotta delete. That's another story. I'm just thinking about what type of hard drive I need to buy memory storage to get that. That's a whole other story anyway. But yeah, it's just obvious, The game Street Fighter 4 is when it was out over a decade ago. Street Fighter 5 is within the past decade. Come on now, it's obvious. It's like obvious. Of course, it's not gonna stay the same. Of course, it's not. We don't want it to. We get older with it. The audience gets older. It's just like with your music. It's just like with your life. You're just gonna grow. You're gonna grow. So with that being said, I really like the stages in both of the games, and all three of them. I'm speaking on 4, 5, and 6. But let me speak on 4 and 5 right now. I like the stages on them when I see them. A lot of those stages, I didn't see all of them. I'm not talking about, but the ones I've seen, I like them a lot. Like some of my favorite ones I think I can remember off my head was I think 5 maybe. I can't remember all of them, but one that stood out to me, man, I liked 5. I liked them. They was on a roof. Or was that 4? I don't know. It looked like it was a roof from like it looked like a roof from like not the last samurai. What game is that? Sekiro or something like that. One of those type of roofs. Forgive me for not knowing the type of architecture of the region. I don't want to be stereotypical and mention what I think, but I'm just mention Sekiro because I remember that type of roof or whatever that PlayStation game is. I played a lot. I keep saying The Last Samurai. That's a movie. But I like the stages though a lot. There was another stage that I like a little bit more than that. I don't know if that's 5 or 4, the one I just mentioned, the one with the roof like that. But I know in 5, I believe, they had a stage where it looked like old Nashor from World Tour. And it looked like one of them little back blocks from there, but it had like one light, and it's like one guy out there, and it's just y'all two fight. I love that stage because right now my favorite stage on Street Fighter 6 is the back block, the one that look like it's downtown in New York or something like that. One of them places. That's my favorite stage. The lighting is great. I like what's going on in the background. I like how more and more people come out. I'm an artist at heart. I draw. I've always drawn. I'm going back to school to continue to chase that dream right now. Of being an architect. So that was a dream I had as a child. But remember, I'm doing things for my child, so they gotta imagine, have that open imagination. You gotta make sacrifices in your life to make somebody else understand stuff, especially somebody you love. You gotta make sacrifices. You do. It could be any type of sacrifice, something that you're willing to let go or bring down for yourself. Not suppress it, but just so that way somebody else could be able to grow and get bigger. Not suppress it, because suppress it means you're gonna hold it back. You want to be able to give some grace, basically. Unzip it, because I was about to go. I'm almost done. Yeah, but I like the maps a lot. And there was the holiday one I saw. I think I saw on Broski's stream. I liked that. Was interesting. It was funny to see. And then as the characters come out, I just can't stress that enough. You get to see what's to come. And just imagining, you get something to look forward to. When I'm playing 2K, I'm not looking forward to nothing. Like for real, I'm just playing the game. I ain't looking forward to nothing. Like I'm just mentioning one thing, but it's a lot of games out there that's like that. We get to look forward to an update. The Duty, or any type of game. But this is different when it comes to the fighting games. You have a whole new character. It was almost like Overwatch. You got a whole new character. So it's not like you have your own. You're making your own character or something like that, like a Ghost Recon or something, and you're waiting for new perks or something like that. That's dope too. But it's dope to see new stuff come out on games. Y'all, you serious? We come from games where they wasn't being updated. It wasn't being updated, and we wearing them games into the ground. You doing everything in the game. Go in the game, stop getting cheat code books to do more from the design of the developers making and intending on us to have a little bit more. What? So of course I'm gonna love games that have more updates. That's dope. At first, in the beginning, I remember when they first started doing DLCs. It was like, what is that? It was a little different. It was a little different because it was like it had money behind it. They spent some money on to get some extra out of the game. We was like, what? We ain't understand it. At that time, too, games went up $10. So it was just different. But as time goes on, when you invest in the game that you enjoy, you understand and you appreciate it more. Especially for me in particular. I was in the Destiny was like one of my first games I played that was a multiplayer game, but it had a story mode, and I played for years. And I started to invest. I didn't pay money in that. The money side of that came later in Destiny, where you could buy stuff. But before that, I was already earning a lot of stuff, so I never paid nothing for it. None against people who have, but I never paid for nothing for that because it was I just didn't need to. I liked the stuff I was earning and the cosmetic side anywhere like that. Overwatch, same thing. But that was around that time is what I'm saying. And I wasn't playing more than one game around that time, so that's why I say I'm speaking on it like that. If I was, maybe, I don't know. But I was speaking on my experience. Here we go. Another one I wanted to say, I came back to Street Fighter because of the commercial, like I said. And to be able to make your own character. That was the real reason why I came back to Street Fighter. That commercial hooked me in. When I remember seeing a Street Fighter 5 commercial, whenever that was, it was cool, but I just looked at it and didn't think that negative of it. I just passed it. But Street Fighter 6 commercial, I would not forget. It was just, the graphics was dope as heck, and it was just the fact that they was just an open world. It was just around the time where open world was popping, like just having that idea of moving around. It was like, wait, Street Fighter is an open world now? Then they can make you have your own character? What? That gotta be fire. So yeah, that was dope. And it made me think like, did 5 do that the whole time? Like, I should get 5 at that time. But I'm like, man, obviously they talking about 6. I'm not gonna buy 5. That's how I'm feeling. So yeah, that was the time, like I said, with Exploration. I played regularly, man. Maybe one day I could get my cousin up here to interview him, man. Maybe him and his brother, because his brother does a lot of like game expos and stuff like that. I think in the Michigan area, the Detroit area, and he's buried in the gaming community, and so I would like to maybe get him up here one day. Though. He's a married man with kids too, though, so we'll see. To interview him and talk about that, that'd be really dope. And I know he'll be down for it, be committed to want to help out when it comes to something like that, or just to contribute, and he'll probably want to share. I like to bring people up that want to do this. Like, this the internet, it ain't easy to get up here and speak. It is not. But I'm a great public speaker. It's a little bit hard right now because my setup is a little different, but I'm an excellent public speaker. I could lead a troop, I could lead a command, I could do it all. I'll be confident about it, and I'll be prepared beforehand so I don't mess up and lead them astray. You're only as good as your leader, You're only as good as who's leading you. Let me just keep going before I ramble on. I have to zip it up. I'm going to zip it up one more time and be done. One thing that I did like about Street Fighter 5, when I looked at some of the characters from 5, they look like literal gods. Even with because the design looked dope. Let me stop. The way it's 3D is dope. It's just not how 6 is, obviously. Not real polished, but it looked dope. It was just a little thrown off about it when I first got 6, and I didn't want to look into that. But now it's just like this past month has been different because my head is open to what the past is now because I have an understanding of everything now. It took me a whole year and a half to understand the Street Fighter 6. And I still don't really got it, but it took me a whole year and a half. I haven't even touched Cammy. Can y'all believe that? If I showed y'all some stuff on Street Fighter, I have not even touched Cammy, y'all. I don't know if y'all would believe me. Let me not even go click into it. I'll show you another time. But I haven't even touched Cammy. I haven't touched Cammy at all. At all when it comes to the fighting ground. I don't have no kudos for her. Even when I play my son, we never touched Cammy. That's the only character I have not touched. So that leads you to know that Blanca I haven't touched that much. My youngest son plays Dawson. I play a little Dawson. But I'm just naming people. They haven't touched Kimberly. I touch her a little bit, but yeah, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I still got a lot to do. And I'm not gonna be one of these people that don't get into all these characters. I want to get into the characters. Like I said, I want to be able to get into it. I want to be able to hit the random button one day. We played random. It was fun. But yeah, so yeah, you know, like there was a character that had like a yin and yang like globe spinning on his abdomen or something like that. Shiny all over, long hair. Another colors. Another character was like colors depending on what side he's on. Which I just showed y'all the Street Fighter 5 people. I should have like kind of showed that a little bit more. But yeah, man, and it had that same character that was like one side was one color and the other side was another color. He had a super that was like short of glorious, like an angel scored a TD or something. Like I'm being so serious. It was fire though, and it's like, you know, I can imagine if that would come to Street Fighter 6. And it's like now I'm starting to like wonder. And when I see May, like her name is, I'm thinking about Overwatch. I'm thinking about how like, okay, how is she gonna function in this? Is now I'm getting to that point. 6 characters in, I'm just getting to that point. Like before Bison and Nakuma, it was like, yeah, dang, okay, they brought Bison back, because a lot of people were saying that Bison wasn't gonna come back because they apparently died off in the series, but he's back though. So it's just you know, that's just really interesting. Piggyback on what I said, honestly, I couldn't believe I didn't get into fighting games all this time, honestly. I couldn't believe I didn't get into Street Fighter per se. I can't believe I did. Waiting for a new character to come out, like I said, it's unmatched, man, you know? Unlike no other fighting game, for real. To me, I played Tekken growing up. You know, I played a lot of other fighting games. Like I can't even name all of them. One with the man, I played a lot of the Soul Caliburs, a lot of them. Another one, it's another dope game I played with another super dope fighting game I played. Maybe I'll mention it in the comments or something like that in the description. But played that one a lot, and it was like a little 2D looking type, but it was around the time of Soul Calibur. Super dope game, man. I played that a lot, man. Yeah, but you get a soup for seeing that, and you know what's coming up, you know. And then, like I said, it gets my 10-year-old to get his imagination going. Anything to get his imagination going, man. It's really fire. Like thinking about how like when Aki came out, you know, wasn't really, you know, just think about how scary she was. Like we kind of looked at her like, I looked at her during the World Tour like, yo, this could get a little horror like fire the way this game is. He wasn't really feeling Aki because it did look like a horror movie. I could tell in his face he liked it, but I could tell like, okay, that wasn't really like that impressive as it was to me. Because I'm like, dang, they went in a dark direction with her, and I like that though. I was behind him like this. I like that. Yo, but anyway, people had told me that their characters in the background of the game too was Street Fighter 6. People had told me there's characters in the background. That Puya plays. I'm not saying Puya Tetris, but that place at Terry's place, there's a character back there. There's a character in that backstage, and okay, it's not working right now. But I was gonna maybe show that, but I don't want to show that because I would have shown my kudos. I'm trying to end this, but yeah, there's a character back there, so that had me start looking for more characters in the background. And I remember seeing a 5 background or a 5 stage where they had a character in the background too, or something like that too. But yeah, man. Yeah, it's just, I'm an artist at heart, so I always looked at that and paid attention to it, especially when coming off World Tour. Like I said, that back block of Manhattan Smart, there is a character back there. There's a character back there there's a character that's in that back block, and it's on a World Tour. If I didn't play World Tour, I wouldn't have known that. So I do appreciate that a lot. Like just the little stuff like that is super. It's underrated, and it's really cool, man. And I'm just saying all that because I really do like it. This is probably my last point. There are a few things that I, you know, don't like about Street Fighter 6. It's just probably like the menu, like trying to find stuff. I'll get into a decent match with casual, and I won't know where to find something, like how to find my invite for the custom match they sent me, or the fact that I gotta type in the custom mode, you know, area, the custom match mode, which is a little dated to me. I get why they don't have no mics and no voice chat, which I wish they did though. But I get why, because you know I learned from Call of Duty that would be horrible. Like people be talking so much trash, it'd be ridiculous. You won't be able to stop it. I guess you could mute it, but it would be nice. But it's like you'll just be getting so much hate. Possibly, it's a good chance of getting that more than positivity. Unfortunately, in the world we in. You know, that's why you guys just control yourself and do your best as possible every day. I appreciate y'all time. Like I said, please, please, y'all get in the comment section. Let me know what I could do to make this better. Off the bat, let me know. Let me know what you did like. Let me know what you don't like about Street Fighter 5 or Street Fighter 6. Let me know what you do or let me know what you're anticipating to happen in the future with fighting games, period. I'm in the community now, and I'm going to get better. I'm at the main chunk, and I'm going to jump on a lot of other characters when they come out now. I wasn't playing the DLC characters, and I still really haven't, because I was trying to learn all the other characters. But I knew in my head I wanted to learn somebody that's tough and challenging. I always get into the characters or the modes that's challenging, like just for me personally. UFC, I knew I wasn't gonna be. I knew I'm like the wrestling side. Let me get into that. Like any game, Overwatch, whatever. Bubble Titan. Like I'm playing healer. I don't know. I always want to get into the side that is like not that interesting to me. That's how I put it. And I'm like, let me get all the way into that. I do that in real life. I focus on what's not interesting to me, so that when I do get into what's interesting to me, I got a full circle experience. Like that's the way I move. I want to be able to understand everything. I'm not tiptoeing playing around with this thing called life, man. And I'm taking that serious when it comes to Street Fighter. But I gotta go because I really want to get into Street Fighter, and I'm about to start another stream where I get right into rank. I'm trying to play some rank tonight. So I appreciate y'all time. Godspeed. God willing, much love, peace, prosperity to you. Thank you for your time. I really do appreciate that. Happy Kwanzaa to you all. Happy New Year's to you all. Be blessed out there. Love, much love, much love.